Hey, it's Jessie Johnson, and I'm going to talk to you about some fabulous storybook options. I really love the storybooks because it's a huge tradition in our family to sit together and read books before we go to bed every night. So here we go. This is a board book. It's I Want to Be an Astronaut. We also have I Want to Be a Lion Tamer. These books teach all about different jobs. So you go through and it's these awesome illustrated pages. It's a little boy and a little girl, and they just talk about different jobs. So he wants to be a stuntman, and what does a stuntman do? But she wants to be an archaeologist and go visit really awesome places, a fighter pilot, a spy. So I love this book because it's a great way to be able to talk to your child about, well, what do you want to be when you grow up? And they start to learn about these different jobs. I'm a Dirty Dinosaur is a great option for someone that is going from board books to paper picture books, because these pages are not just regular paper, they're thicker, and so it's a really fun rhythm. I'm a dirty dinosaur with a dirty snout. I never wipe it clean, I just sniff and snuff about. Sniff, sniff, snuff, snuff, sniff and snuff about. And the dinosaur stomps around and gets dirty, and then he eventually washes off and gets all clean. So it's a really fun book, it's bright, it's engaging, and the kids that you read it to will love to stomp around along with the dirty dinosaur. We have picture books that are the classic stories. This is Jack and the Beanstalk. We have the Goldilocks, Cinderella. Lots of options here if you love the classic stories. They're so well illustrated, and it's going to be just those same classic story versions that we all love. So these are great options, and it's got a nice padded cover, hardback cover to it as well. Cordelia is one of my favorite picture books right now because it's just a wonderful story about a little girl who can fly, and she flies up and soars up and up, and she just is so happy with herself and just has all the confidence in the world, gets to talk to all the animals and fly in the sky. But then her friends start to tell her that they don't believe that she can really fly. And when they tell her that, she starts to believe it too, and she actually isn't able to fly anymore. Her world becomes really gray and dull, and she's just sad, and she doesn't know quite what to do. But then something comes to her mind, and she says, well, what does it matter what they think if she can or can't fly? What was or wasn't possible if they didn't even try? With confidence and strength, Cordelia began anew. She was the girl who could fly, and she knew that this was true. As Cordelia ran along, a feeling began to start. It was soothing of her soul, a healing in her heart. And she once again gained her confidence back and believed in herself and was able to fly again. What a great message. And let me show you. There's a few of our books that comes with a plush doll if you want to purchase that also. And so Cordelia has a little doll. So I love the fact that you can have such an empowering story for little girls and little boys and be able to have a doll to go along with it, to carry around with them whenever they need a little bit of extra confidence. Another awesome picture book is our Nipples. Nipples is a book monster, and he loves to chew on everything but especially books. So in this book, there's some little cutout pages or cutout holes because he chews through it. He finds his way into other stories. He goes through Goldilocks and the Three Bears, and he is just causing a ruckus, eating everything. A Little Red Riding Hood, until finally he gets captured. Okay, such a fun book. Your kids will love it. Well done. Now you really mustn't take your eyes off Nibbles, not even for 1 second. Stop. Can you hear something? What's that noise? Nibbles. Oh man, not again. And he chews through the back of the page. There's a hole in it. Love that story. Also has a plush to go along with it. Okay, we have combined volumes of stories. So what that means is it's a lot of different stories in one binding. So for example, we have our 5-minute bedtime stories. Such a great idea for parents that know that, hey, let's just do 5 minutes for bedtime stories tonight. They're adorable little stories, very cute, also great for young readers who are just starting out in the chapter books because there's still lots of illustrations so they can begin to read it on their own. 5-minute bedtime stories, Aesop stories for little children. I love this book because it's kind of like, so I love Daniel Tiger because of the messages and lessons that it teaches children, and this is sort of like that in book form. Obviously we all know the Aesop fables and the lessons that they teach, and so this is geared towards little children. It's going to be a lot of illustrations again, So if your child isn't totally into sitting through a book yet, this is a good one because there's lots of pictures to look at still. And at the end of every story, it's going to have the message, the take-home moral of the story. Kids that are older readers, we have our illustrated stories. This is from Shakespeare, so it's 6 of his plays that are condensed. They're written in plain English form, but again, it still has the illustrations to it. There's a ton in this series. Every book is beautiful with all the illustrations, and it's again the padded hardback cover. So this is an awesome value. These books are $19.99, but you're getting a ton in them, and they are just great to have in your library. Our phonics books are really great for beginning readers, but also just fun, silly stories. This is Underpants for Ants. It's one of my favorite. So they sell individually for $6.99. My favorite combined volume for this series is The Cow Takes a Bow and Other Tales, because it has the Underpants for Ants and some other ones like Snail Gets the Mail and just some of my favorite phonics stories in there. So they're just fun, they rhyme. The last series I'm going to show you is one of our dual readers, and what that means is that, so this is for young children into emerging readers. So there are 2 lines of text on every page. There's a line at the top and there's a line at the bottom. The top line is going to be very simple. The bottom adds in a little bit more detail. So when kids are really young, you're reading to them only the top line. They get a little bit older and you can start adding in the bottom line. And then when they begin to read, they can just read the top line and the story will still make sense. It's not like they're missing part of the story by only reading the top line. And this book has 20 stories in it, and it also comes with a read-along CD. So when children are starting to read on their own, they can have the CD with them to just help them. So, and we have other options if you like the dual reader style as well. This also, the bigger books a lot of times come with these nice ribbon bookmarks. In other dual reader books, we have princess stories and also Bible stories, which has been really great. There's 6 Old Testament and 6 New Testament stories, and also comes with the read-along CD. So those are some wonderful storybook options.